Hello, greetings. This is Gilles. I wanted to come and wish you a good Sunday, for we're passing through this eclipse that will allow us to release all kinds of energies. It is important to seek inner validation right now, to be connected to the inner self rather than social media seeking validation from others. For that is very shaky right now, and we have to stay above the mass hysteria, the chaos, the protest, all kinds of things needs to be transmuted. So in order to stay in peace, just do not get too much information from the mainstream media, for it's good to know what's been communicated, but not being connected emotionally, to stay above that, to be in your strengths, to keep your sense of humor, to do your spiritual practices. For we have both strengths and weaknesses. For it's good to amplify our strengths and to diminish our weakness each and every day. But we all have an Achilles heel, which is something that it's like those a negative habit or an obsession or something that we want to let go. And so we cut the strings, and then as soon as it goes, we pull it back and say, well, we want to let go, but not right now. And so we tie a new knot, and then we cut it out. And then, no, it's like, so right now I have this one string that it's been like connecting. It's been like something, a load I carry in some sense, and I've been with my swords I've been cutting, and it's like that now there's just so little, so eventually like I'm very close to just cutting it and releasing it forever, letting go up to Creator. For those things are not good or bad in a sense. Even an obsession or something that's negative habits is only negative because it is a bad habit, because it is an obsession, because everything serves a function. There is no but if it's pulsing out of us, if it's showing us a weakness, it is something that will find strength as we let it go. And so the universe has shown us a lot of things that we do not want in society. It's shown us a lot of things that is a lot of weaknesses within ourselves. And so we're going to be discovering so we can really know what we truly want, and we can really discover these strengths which will free us. And so, it is about being in the light and love within all our incarnation, to be kind to all people. It's a practice, and we are preparing for a grand celebration of freedom and enjoyment. For there is no accident in the cosmos. Everything is staged and organized from above, as Albert Einstein says. God does not play dice with the universe. There is not a single atom that is not being commanded by the Creator. All depends from this, but we need to align our will to the will of God in order to be part of that expansion. For once we achieve this freedom, there will be no separation. We'll never be able to return into separation or ignorance or suffering. So we got to enjoy those last moments in time and space as we know it. For time and space will be transcended, and we'll still be living in the physical, but in a completely different level of reality. And so we want to clear all the energies that are no longer needed within us, to be clear, to be free. We said whenever there is a negative frequency, a negative thoughts, a negative ideas, a pattern, something that comes back from the past, you just said in the past, you say clear, you say cleanse, removed, or if it comes from the outside, you return to sender. For all those things were created when we were unaware. We were feeling not on the up and up, and so we've created thought patterns that have been anchored in our subconscious. Now they're coming back up always. So it's about disconnecting to those patterns. And if you feel isolated in your area, you maybe feel like you may be the only light worker or the only enlightened being in your area. You're holding a frequency for many, many people. Hopefully you're not. There's many people that are awakening. It's good to share our light wherever we can, and but connect to the grid, the 3D, 4D, 5D, and the all-inclusive grid of the Creator. For it is a time to be open to receiving on the energetic level, to develop those soul connections that are beyond time and space, that we will receive directly, vision or messages or feeling or connection. There's all kinds of things that can be practiced, but very soon we're going to be able to recreate this communication with other light workers and lightened beings. For there is many of those higher beings that we know in mythology as gods or great ascended masters. They will be available to us, but a lot of them are working on a very high level, on a multi-universal level, to create this unification, to plan for the, so they may not all be available all the time, but we have all personal guys that are very celestial, advanced celestial and angelic beings that are always available to us, so we can always never forget to call on them. For the society is going to be transformed. We very soon we're going to be moving into this summer. We're going to new alignment of the star Sirius. It's going to shake up. It's going to create a new enlightenment. But as far as society, we're going to decentralize money. We're going to decentralize government. We're going to decentralize for community. There's a lot of small communities that are developing independently to that, their own energy. They have their own money, and they're like prototype. People see that they do not need those huge imposition from central place. For everything will come from the ground up, and the transformation will happen there. For I think it was Gandhi that was talking about this thing that when you bring a new idea into society, first it is completely ignored, then it is laughed at, then it is fought against, and then eventually it is accepted as common sense. Everybody forgot that they were in something inferior before, but there is a certain, we have accepted level of resistance to new ideas in any event. And so what we seek, I'm going to speak about more spiritual ideas, which is practical as well. When we seek to connect to God, for source reality, we connect on the heart. For it's at the very center of our upper heart. We have this presence of God, and then there is God at the center of the universe of universes. So we tune our thoughts to God, which is an infinite being, an absolute being. He has no beginning, he has no end. He's beyond time and space. So we turn to the first source and center, and then say the piece fell where they made. Our I am presence is able to elevate it in relation to that. But what we seek is not to achieve, although we can achieve infinity on the vibration level, but in essence what we seek to achieve is the supreme, is the supremacy of God, is the truth, beauty and goodness, it is the mastery of time and space, which lead us to this reconnection to the source. And then we find that behind the supreme there is the Father, and then we are challenged to the ultimacy of creation, all the level of transcendental reality of time and space. For absolute is something quite beyond. There is 7 co-absolutes of infinity. But what we seek is the supreme and the ultimate, to achieve. There is this infinite perfection that is, we can, even if we cannot achieve it in our physical life, that we are partner with it. There is this part of us that is infinite perfection, but this infinite perfection is not expecting us to be like it, although it will always guide us to perfect ourselves. And so we have to imagine ourselves how your life would be perfect with all the people, with all the things, although it's not about things, it's about vibration. And so how would that life would be? And so and realize, say, I am in my enlightenment, I am in the perfection of my Creator. And then that is, because whenever you express love, you are in the perfection of God. And so it doesn't require all that much to feel that sense of perfection. It's just a matter of connecting to this supremacy, to the world of love that is full integration of unity consciousness within the field, the relative field in which we live in, to expand our box. A lot of the darker programs are no longer working. Those who are imposing fear and tyranny on people, they're doing that because they feel themselves fear, and they feel that they're going to soon lose the power they have, and so so they're really afraid, and they will eventually end up with their creation, whatever they created. They're going to be able to have to feel that, and because people, the power is in the hands of the people, always have been. We all have the power within ourselves. And so, but people are no longer buying the program of that takes the freedom away and takes that we no longer want that. Although there's still some people that are under the spell of the deep state, and so. But they've been trying to create a false alien invasion. They will not be permitted. It's not this like alien, like Independence Day kind of thing. They will not be permitted, although they have technology that will allow them. The company of heaven, the spiritual hierarchy will not permit that for the Ashtar Command and the Galactic Federation of Light have nothing they are not alien. They're not alienated from anything. They are family. We all have deep connection to the stars. We are incarnated on different planets in different places, and we have forgotten those connections, but they haven't forgotten us. So they're here and they're waiting for us to. Nor the mass evacuation will be necessary. I didn't speak about that in my French video, but during the Cold War, the Arcturians created 3 bioships. They're huge ships. They're all cloaked and they're invisible, but they're just as big. Their reproduction, their perfect holographic reproduction of the planet Earth, because they thought they were gonna have to evacuate the whole of humanity. And they're still there. They parked around Jupiter on a very discrete frequency. I've been invited to visit one of them a long time ago. But those ships will not be necessary because we have made the collective decision to ascend together. So mass evacuation will not be necessary. And for we have to align with the divine will, the will of God within ourselves. Otherwise, we'll stay confined. The confinement, we'll stay confined within our physical body. We'll stay, after we die, we'll have to reincarnate a vitam aeternam in the linear process. So as we align with the truth, our true soul energy, to do the Father's will, to do good. And for that, we need to always check in the now. For everything's happening in the now. Something that's acceptable at any moment may not be acceptable at another moment. It's good to check with spirit. Is that acceptable for me? Is it something I can do, or should I avoid that? Or not to be always in indecision is like, well, I need always to be to confirm. But if you're connected to your guidance and you do something that is not good for you, spirit will tell you, will remind you that it's not good. But still, sometimes there is certain situations that are delicate, and so it's good to be able to know that we can get counsel, we can get information from. For karma was not part of the original divine plan. God is only love, but since we moved away in forgetfulness in this dark matrix, there is no choice for the law of cause and effect will reflect to us whatever we do. But now the time has been compressed, and there is no need to wait 1 or 2 lifetimes to see if our actions are right. We're gonna slowly but surely we're gonna feel more and more. We're gonna move at 0 point where time no longer exists. Time will be compressed, and all of this karma is being supervised by higher being in the cosmic boards. They're called. There are quite a few of them on different levels. One of them is the three great spiritual doctrines. It's like God has divided himself into those beings that are supervising the plan, and the karmic board has been they've accepted to lighten up the karma. If we have 51% of our thoughts and intentions that are positive, we're already starting this ascension, when before we needed to clear up 100% of all energies before. Like the Christ or the Buddha, they had to, or many others that made the ascension in the past, they had to clear up all of their karma before they even started the ascension. But now, because of the specific condition of this planet and the collective ascension, there's been some modification to the law. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to pull a few cards for what is the highest wisdom for us. Is happiness. Happiness is a choice. We have to choose to be happy, to eliminate from our mind our thoughts and our energy, and the possibility for anything else needs to be eliminated in order to stand in the happiness right now, and relative to any outer circumstances. And as we stand, we maintain this frequency of happiness. For happiness does not happen. It is not pleasure. Happiness is a state of being. Then we cultivate that, and we attract all kinds of wonderful circumstances, which means we understand the principles of luck. Luck is not random. Luck is luck is really something. It's like drawing on like positive energies from our cosmic account, from our God source, and so to be lucky. What we need to understand, what we need to do is energy, is to become one. It's the card number 1. It's the energy to bring it back to the center, to the one energy. to harmonize our energy, to balance it out, to dance with what's no longer necessary, to clear up, to cut out the cords so we can feel free, and to stay in touch with our guidance, because our guidance sometimes we can be excessive even within our process of evolution. So it's always be present in the now, in the breath, for all of it can be given in one breath, for all the truth of God is there. And it's not easy to be, but the mind always want to project or go to the past to look for things. So to be in the present is where the power is. Slowly but surely we are being educated, and the outcome will be in card number 67. It means encountering. It is about making this meeting, this relationship, the relationship with, for everything comes from relationship to ourselves, to our creator, to others, and there are very significant soul connections that are coming together. So we'll be celebrating life together, for we are complementary, we were created complementary. The paintings behind me, this is a piece from 1993. It's on cardboard, and put some. It's from the time where I lived in South Miami Beach, and in 1993, and it was a very bohemian place at the time, and so it's like, and there is pictures of fashion models in the back, and then there is this structure on top of it, but the photos are still there. I can still see them behind it. It's like, and then there is this text, this spiritual text on top of it. It says, "We come from it's a spiritual code, the code to ascension. We come from the ethers, and we journey to the stars. We move from the stars to the innermost planes of consciousness. We come from the ethers and we journey to the stars. We move from the stars to the innermost planes of consciousness." It's a powerful access code. And this is a painting about the three great families of our universe, for the great Milky Way galaxy, the family of light, the great Andromeda galaxy, the family of love, and the Triangulum galaxy, the family of powers. But M32, but it's still far removed and beyond. But it is mainly about the connection between Andromeda and the Milky Way, this nexus of consciousness, where the aura of the two galaxies meets in the hyperspace. And so I'm going to sing a song and pull one last card. And it's a song of the Rolling Stones. It goes like this. She would never say where she came from. Yesterday don't matter if it's gone. While the sun is bright, or in the darkest night, no one knows. She comes and goes. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you when you change with every new day? Still, I'm gonna miss you. Don't question why she needs to be so free. She'll tell you it's the only way to be. She just can't be chained to a life where nothing's gained or nothing's lost at such a cost. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you when you change with every new day? Still, I'm gonna miss you. There's no time to lose, I heard her say. Catch your dream before they slip away. Dying all the time, lose your dream and you will lose your mind and life and kind. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you when you change with every new day? Still I'm gonna miss you. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you when you change with every new day? Still I'm gonna miss you. Great song of the Rolling Stones. Wow, I love their music. Always have. Always. And so there's always very romantic. Rolling Stones are more romantic than philosophical for the most part. And I'm going to pull one more card, the last card, to conclude this reading. And it's a card of abundance. Spirit is telling me I'll be in Paris really soon and London as well. And then I moved to the United States and Russia and Japan. And all kinds of doors are going to be opening. So it's very much about... So it's the King of Ariel. It's really much a card of abundance, of harvest, of prosperity, of business management. It says prosper, stable, gifted, and powerful. Your projects unfolds as they should. Professional and financial success. Utilizing your resources with wisdom. So it's about being wise in the way we invest, and we invest our time, our energy, our money, and to enjoy enjoy the process as well. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you, Namaste.